For many people, drinking alcohol is just a part of what they do. Most people drink alcohol without consequences. They can go to parties, the beach, concerts, or even just have a couple after a hard day's work, then go to bed and wake up the next day ready to go on with their day's activities. But for some, alcohol becomes more than just a little thing to take the edge off or enhance our attitude. For some of us, alcohol becomes a problem. The alcohol problem usually creeps into our lives so slowly that we don't even know it until it has become a big problem. The alcohol problem can destroy every part of our lives. And the scary thing is, often we don't even know how to stay stopped. Sure, we've stopped many times, but we always go back to the drink. Often our drinking is worse than before with bigger consequences. But this time, we're going to stop no matter what. But how? In this short video, I'm going to explain how you need to approach staying sober from alcohol in a way that will set you up for success. Now, if you're like me, you realize you should stop drinking alcohol. But at the same time, you don't want to stop having the fun that often goes along with drinking. Basically, you don't want some sort of boring life where you stay home, do nothing, and don't drink. At least that's the way I feel. In sobriety, I want to take full advantage of life. I want to enjoy it. And you know what? I have achieved that. I enjoy my sober life more now than any of my drinking days. And you can too. It starts with learning how to change your perspective toward life and alcohol. For some, it's easy. For others, not so much. But if you work on changing your perspective on a consistent basis, I'm talking every day, you can stay stopped. You see, our drinking was connected with many habits, big and little. Some of them were thinking habits or the way we feel. Others were doing habits, like things we did or actions we took. We need to develop new habits to replace those old habits. These new habits will help us get used to not drinking. You can do something as simple as drinking a delicious non-alcoholic drink instead of that alcoholic drink. This little change, it seems obvious, but many don't do it. Try it. See what happens. Try to make it a habit. Try to make little changes in your old drinking habits towards new sober habits. After a few months of practicing new sober habits, you will have started to develop that new perspective towards alcohol. Not drinking can become a natural and easy, not this long, dreary struggle. Living a sober life is a process. Mistakes, they do happen, they can happen, but if you don't drink, you've succeeded. There are many little hour-by-hour methods you can use to stay sober at home, at work, in social gatherings, anywhere you go. And these methods work. But for these methods of staying sober to work, you need to approach them with a new attitude. Now, first, you need to try to have an open mind. If you're trying to get sober or have tried in the past, you've probably had a lot of advice on how to do so. Some of these ideas sounded good, and some sounded ridiculous. Don't blow off the ideas that don't seem good to you. Just set them aside for now. They may actually be helpful down the road. Stay open to what others may have done that has worked. Remember, you are responsible for your own sobriety. No one is going to make you drink, so stay open-minded. You may just find the answer from somewhere that you never expected. I've seen people achieve lasting sobriety this way countless times. The point here is there is no prescribed right or wrong way to attain lasting sobriety. We've got to do what's best for ourselves without closing the door on other kinds of help we may find valuable later. Now, one thing here that is important while we're trying to keep an open mind is we need to use common sense. Like where I said earlier that replacing that alcoholic drink with a delicious non-alcoholic drink, it's probably not a good idea to drink 10 sugary non-alcoholic drinks in a row. It's just common sense. Have maybe one or two and then switch to ice water or something less sugary. Or on a more serious note, let's look at stopping drinking. When an alcoholic-dependent person stops drinking suddenly, they usually feel really sick. And there's a reason for that. They are sick. Quitting drinking can be dangerous. It needs to be done with the consultation of a professional. It's common sense. when you're quitting drinking, go to a doctor. Use common sense. When you see one of those quit drinking gurus online, many have great advice, but look at it cautiously. Understand that there is no magical way to quit drinking instantly with no effort on your part. You have to be the one to make it happen. You have to be the one to change. But you can do it. You can stay sober, you can get sober, you can have an enjoyable life. Keep an open mind to all possibilities and use common sense. If you want to learn more about staying sober and living a life where alcohol is no longer an issue, subscribe and check out some of our other videos here where we get into much more detail about staying sober from alcohol. And check out the link below to talksober.com where we can guide you through our program of sobriety to help you develop a new perspective towards life and alcohol. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the inside.